Good morning.
Good
How
morning.
is
It's
everyone?
Wednesday. I
Yeah.
love Wednesday. It was so nice to see everybody. We had a few people that came in that have not been showing up live. They've just been listening to through the app, watching the recorded session. So thank goodness we have that. But even afterwards, I got a text message saying it's just so different when I'm able to join the Zoom calls live. So
Yeah.
I know how important it is.
Yeah. I think that really kind of drives home the importance of the community. Hearing other people talk about their thoughts and their feelings and recognizing that, it's normal to feel restricted. It's normal to feel defeated, and to recognize maybe you can't see it in yourself, but you can certainly see it in somebody else when they're saying that this is how they're feeling. And we can connect the dots back to the thoughts that they're thinking in this group environment. It's so helpful. And then, of course, our community is so awesome. And they're always offering lots of words of encouragement and inspiration and stories, how they've been there too. And in our master's group today, or actually this month, we're talking about maintenance and really what does it look like to master maintenance. And that's a topic that a lot of people don't think about until they're there. And I'm just going to be really honest and say maintenance, being in the state of maintaining, eludes a lot of people because as you're getting close, your brain is telling you, this is confusing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've only ever been a person who is trying to lose weight. So you don't even identify as somebody who is actively maintaining, right? Your reasons for wanting to lose weight aren't even valid anymore because you're there. So now you don't have that pull, that motivation coming from your whys. So there's a lot to maintenance. And even though not everybody that was on the call is in maintenance, we know that there's people that are working their way there. It's really good information to know ahead of time so that when you do get there and you can actually start practicing these things right now, you could start asking yourself these really high quality questions right now about, what is your goal weight? When will you actually be at maintenance? Is it a range? Is it a number? Asking yourself questions about why did you pick that number or that range? What is it that you think you'll be doing when you're within that range? Are you doing those things right now? I mean, I know that I used to have all sorts of illusions around what I would be doing or the events that I would be attending and what my body would look like. I never really thought too much about what the day in, day out actually looked like. I was only thinking about that one event. And lo and behold, the event would come and go, and I would still have the exact same body and the same thoughts and the same feelings, right? And so it's so interesting to ask your question like, why do you want to be within that range? And what is it that you think you'll be feeling? And what is it that you think you'll be doing? And are you doing those things now? Because I promise you, it is not a number on a scale that's going to magically make those feelings and those actions appear. It's not. I can tell you, I could put 80 people in front of you right now who will tell you, I got to my goal weight and I thought that I was going to find happy on the other side. And happy didn't show up. You have to know that that's what you're going for or some iteration of it and create that for yourself now. Learn how to live a life managing, creating that feeling for yourself right now. That changes the game of maintenance. I mean, on a huge, huge level. So,
Takes the pressure off for sure,
yeah,
right? Takes the pressure off. Like, who cares? If you're gonna go to a wedding, whether you're at your goal weight or you're not at your goal weight or your goal range, not your goal range, you're still going to the wedding. And instead of obsessing about, oh, I wasn't at that number I wanted to be at, you're going there because you want to go see the people. You want to have a piece of that wedding cake. You want to have the dance. You can't wait to get out and dance and have fun with your friends. So it's the why that you have chosen to have in that moment as you're going through your life.
Yeah.
That was very interesting. The other thing that was really cool that you brought up was you said, if I had the fill in the blank relationship, car, home, whatever it may be, I would feel blank. Okay, well, if you want to feel a certain way, regardless of what you have or you don't have, that has to be your thought, to create that feeling. And so it was really interesting because I thought, oh
It's
my
not
God.
the circumstance. It's not
Exactly. I've gone through my whole life thinking, oh, if I just, I always wanted this car and I got that car. And then, 2 days later, like, there's a door ding in it and it's like not so new anymore. And that feeling is gone. It's like, oh, well, that was kind of a downer. So you kind of go through your whole life that way instead of, the thought is, I have a car, I have a home, I have healthy kids, and just be healthy, then that creates a feeling of satisfaction, and that's okay. You want to feel that way.
Yeah, which is starkly different than that feeling of lack. Like when you're pursuing something, right? You're always feeling like you're in kind of that scarcity mentality. You don't have something. Satisfied can be a really great place to live from. And we were just talking about that with one of our masters. She said she was in conversation with somebody who said, satisfied? Why are you going for satisfied? And she's like, that's a seed. If you think about, the ABC scale in school, that was a C. Like, is that really what you're going for? And for me, that works. Like, I really enjoy feeling satisfied. Like that works for me. That might not work for everybody, but think about how starkly different feeling satisfied is versus feeling like restricted or deprived, or like that you're in pursuit of something, you're chasing something, right? Like those are two very different feelings, and they're going to result in you behaving in two very different ways, which will create your experience. So I would argue satisfied is far and away a better place to be behaving from than lack or scarcity or pursuit. So just consider that for yourself.
Yeah, it's really good. In the Self-Made Mind and Body class, we talked about the hunger scale and how we use the hunger scale, meaning, going from like a -2 to -4 up to a +4, +6, where you would want to maybe start eating, and how it is a scale, and it's kind of a sliding scale, and it can mean different things at different times. If you're in a fasting state and you're trying to get to your fasting hour, you put in your protocol, for example, I want to fast for 24 hours. You don't want to get to that -4 where you're so hungry that you break your fast early. If you do, that's okay, but it's not what your goal was. Whereas we were talking about maybe if you start getting to a -1, -2, it's just time to have like a big glass of water, cup of tea, some bone broth, something just to take that little edge off, and then away you go and you can reach your fasting state. So It was a really good conversation about that.
Yeah. And that's something that we teach in the Self-Made Mind and Body course, our 10-week course. We teach that hunger scale. We teach you to connect to your body, get really familiar with how you're feeling at those different increments. So we can kind of quantify it for you. So it becomes a tool that you can always pull out of your back pocket when you want to. So all sorts of good things that come out of our Self-Made Mind and Body program. So if you want to learn more about that, that is a program that starts every single Wednesday. So you could enroll today and you'll get all the prep material, and you'll start next Wednesday, and you can show up live for the coaching calls. You would get your app where all of the information is delivered to you. You have your daily tracker and all that good stuff. So we highly, highly encourage you to take a look at that.
Yeah, would love to have you join.
Yeah. All right. So until next time, have a great week, you guys.
See ya.